Hey, this is Nick with Android Fan Network, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Incipio frequency for the HTC One. Alright, so this frequency case, I was reading on Amazon the product description, and it says it's made out of an NGP material, so I'm not entirely sure what that is. It's kind of like, what it feels like is a rubbery, maybe TPU type material, but Incipio calls it a NGP. Alright, let's see if I can get this open. There we go. Alright, just like the Feather Shine case we just reviewed, there isn't much in the packaging. Just a thank you for purchasing piece of paper, and that's really it. So let's take a look at the case itself. So like I said, it's kind of a hard rubbery, it almost feels like TPU. It's not as loose and stretchy as rubber. Incipio calls it NGP. It's probably a TPU-like material. Now what's really cool, I had a case like this on an iPhone 5 once, is that the sides are actually like a harder, almost a hard plastic. They're a lot sturdier and more rigid than your typical TPU case sides. So I like that for the extra protection. They're very hard side panels. You can still move them, but they're pretty hard. They're harder than your standard material. I guess you could consider this NGP case as like a harder TPU. That's one thing I really liked about this case. Let's snap it on. Fits perfectly. Now this is a very slim case. Of course it offers a really slim lip. It's not very tall. It's actually one of the lowest I've seen on these HTC One cases I've been reviewing. It's there, but it's really low. So lay on the table, but really not much drop protection except for on maybe a really flat surface. But you can lay it on the table, slide it around, and it won't get scratched. Drop protection, though, per the screen is not really there. Still a great case if you're not going to be dropping it on anything other than flat surfaces. Still a great case. Just keep that in mind that you can't drop it too much on its face without damaging the screen. Alright, let's take a look at the back. We have a good cutout for the camera and flash. It's cut out just along the outline of the camera and flash, so it doesn't expose any extra part of the back that doesn't need to be exposed. You can kind of see the HTC logo through there, so that looks good, and you can see the beads down there. It's semi-transparent. They offer a few different colors. I think it's a $20 case, so they offer a few different colors, 4 or 5 colors. And on the back, we've got this design. They said it was inspired by music on their site. They said this little textured design was inspired by music, and I guess it could kind of help you hold the phone, a little textured material. I usually think that if you're going to make a case that has an extra grip on it, it should be on the sides there where you're actually holding it, along here and here. But I think they mentioned that this was for grip and it was inspired by music. So that's that. On the volume rocker side, we have a covered volume rocker. You lose a little bit of the button clickiness, but the trade-off is it's protected versus a full opening. So your buttons won't get scratched up or damaged, but you lose a little clickiness. On the top, we have a nice cutout for the headphone jack. You should be able to fit pretty much any plug in there, L-shaped or just really wide, because it's cut down low there, so the L-shaped plug should fit in well. On the top, we have the cutout for the power button, and unlike the S-Line case we reviewed a couple days ago or last week, that had the covered power button, they remembered to leave this one uncovered, so you could still use the IR blaster. So that's good. Yeah, you can still reach it. It feels good. The cutout width, of course there isn't any plastic over to feel the clickiness, but the cutout is wide enough that you can fit your finger in there easily, and it's not very deep. Also forgot to mention on the back there, the camera mic is cut out perfectly. It's centered in there, so that's good. Really, on these higher end cases from Incipio, they really take the time to design these well, so you won't find that many imperfections on it. This side, under there, you can kind of see the SIM card slot in there and the hole to pop it out, but it's all smooth NGP material, as they call it. And on the bottom, we have the cutout for the USB port, micro USB port, and it's pretty wide, so you shouldn't worry about getting your third-party aftermarket cable in there. And the cutout for the standard or the primary mic is good as well. Alright, so that's the Incipio frequency. It's one of my favorite cases when I had an iPhone 5, simply because it was a really thin case. It offers, it's a really slim profile. It's not sticky like some of the other materials. It's smooth, so it can slip in and out of your pocket. And it offers, like I said before, it's a little harder than TPU. It feels a little harder than TPU, especially on this sideband. The sideband around the phone feels like, I guess it's an extra layer, an extra level of hardness around it versus your standard TPU case. So that's one reason I like this. It was really slim and offered decent protection. It wasn't like a full snap-on hard case, but it offered decent protection against drops and bumps. Now, like I said, the screen there, it isn't fully, the lip there isn't the deepest, so you definitely want to pick up a screen protector at the very least, and just be careful, don't drop it on a rocky surface. But flat surfaces, lay on the table, that's perfectly fine. So definitely one of my favorite cases for the HTC One. It was one of my favorite cases for the iPhone 5. I believe I just looked it up when I was looking up one of the product specifications. It's right now it's $20 on Amazon, and you can get that with Prime shipping. It looks like they offer it in a few different colors. They have gray, like I have here. Let's see, gray. They have black, purple, and pink. So 4 or 5 different colors here. I'm seeing 2 gray, maybe 2 different shades of gray here. So 4 or 5 different colors of this case for around $20 with Amazon Prime shipping. An excellent value if you're looking for a slim case that offers a decent level of protection, a mid-level, in the mid-level protection area. It's definitely a good case, and I would highly recommend it. We will probably be giving this case away in the next this week. We'll be giving away this case and probably the Feather Shine. Those are the 2 cases I think we have up for giveaway this week. So stay tuned to our site, AndroidFanNetwork.com. Like us on Facebook, +1, or follow us on Google+, so you can stay up to date on all of our case reviews. And you can subscribe to us on Twitter. We will have the case reviews we'll mention the case reviews there, and you can enter there. So just stay tuned to our social media sites and our website so you won't miss any of our great giveaways. This is Nick from Android Fan Network.